Mayor Harkey, we can start the meeting now. You may proceed.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody, for showing up on this blustery day. Looks like we've gotten some and we'll get some more rain. We're always ready for that. I'd like to call our meeting to order. So members of our Regional Community Partners Board of Directors, welcome. I ask that when you are speaking, would you please state your name when making a comment or asking a question? And Mag, would you please take the roll of our members?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I will go through the list of members. Please indicate if you're present when I call your name. Mayor Kate Gallego. Mayor Giles.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Harkey.
Here.
Thank you. Mayor Hermosillo. Mayor Osborne.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Peterson.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Weiss.
Here.
Thank you. Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you so much. Our next item is call to the audience, and MAG provides the opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda, informational items or items on the agenda for discussion and not for action. Members of the public are invited to submit written comments via the MAG website. Any comments received 2 hours prior to the meeting have been shared with committee members in advance of the meeting for consideration and will be included in the formal meeting minutes. Staff, have we received any online written comments for the call to the audience?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have received no comments for call to the audience for today's meeting.
All right, thank you so much. I understand that we have no items on number 3, informational items. So we will then proceed to item number 4. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair, that is correct.
Great. Item number 4A, approval of the November 13th, 2023 meeting minutes is on the consent agenda. Does any member of the committee have questions or request a presentation on this item? Hearing none, prior to approval of the consent agenda, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item on the consent agenda. Staff, again, have we received any online written comments for the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have not received any comments for the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve consent item 4A?
Mr. Chairman, this is Ken Weiss. I move that we approve the consent agenda item 4A.
Mayor Osborne, second.
And a second. Motion by Ken Weiss, second by Mayor Eric Osborne. Everyone has their videos on, I believe, or I hope they will right now, and unmuting their audio. So for anyone who cannot or does not want to turn on their camera, staff will conduct a roll call individually. So can I have a voice vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Staff, do we need a roll call for any member that was not able or unable to turn on their camera?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Everybody's cameras and audio were on, and we do not need to do a roll call, and the motion passes.
All right. Our next item is item number 5, approval of $500,000 for the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation to support affordable housing technical assistance and amendment to the MAG fiscal year 2024-25 biennial unified planning work program and budget. This item is on the agenda for proposed action. MAG Deputy Executive Director Amy St. Peter will present. Amy. I picture Amy walking to the front.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we're going to start that over again. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. We are excited to be able to share that we have received a $500,000 grant from the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation. This ties directly back to Pathways Home, the Regional Homelessness Action Plan for local and tribal governments that was approved by Regional Council back in December of 2021. That plan included a very specific focus on increasing acceptance of affordable housing, primarily through the public education campaign, with a recognition that we need a more diverse array of housing options in communities throughout the region in order to stem the tide of homelessness as it increases. And so we're able to receive this grant from JP Morgan Chase Foundation in order to help celebrate the successes, to help share what's working among the local and tribal governments here in our region, and to be able to build capacity in communities. As it's on a voluntary basis, it's very important that this effort be driven by the local and tribal governments, by you as our member agencies. The first step to achieving that goal will be to develop an inventory of topics that you would like to receive assistance on. Assistance will be provided through expert consultants identified through a competitive solicitation, and that will be very customized technical assistance. So it'll be assistance that our local and tribal governments are asking for, and it will be provided by experts in the field. We'll be sharing insights learned and different tools developed in a final report that will be made available throughout the region and hopefully nationally as well. The increase of affordable housing, and it is an issue that we're seeing across the entire country, not just throughout our region or throughout our state. So this item is on the agenda right now for action, and then it will roll over to the MAG Regional Council Executive Committee as well. I'd like to pause for a moment and see if there's any questions or anything to add. I would also like to note before opening it back up again that our MAG Human Services Community Initiatives Committee and our MAG Human Services Technical Committee will be very involved in this effort, helping to guide it along and to ensure that the work delivered by this grant is responsive to the needs and aspirations of our local and tribal governments. That does conclude my presentation, Mr. Chair. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you, Amy. Do any members have questions or comments related to item 5? Staff, have we received any online written comments for agenda item number 5?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have not received any comments online.
Is there a motion to approve agenda item number 5?
Chair, Bridget Peterson, so moved.
We have a motion by Mayor Peterson. Is there a second?
Mayor Osborne,
Ken White,
second.
I'll second.
Oh, we'll give this one to Mayor Osborne. Sorry, Ken.
No worries.
We'll have those, again, participating in the meeting, take part in the voice vote by turning on your cameras and unmuting your audio. Can I have a voice vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Staff, did we capture all of the members?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, we did, and there's no need to do a roll call, and the motion passes.
Great, thank you. Item number 6 is acceptance of a $10,000 or acceptance of $10,000 from the Arizona Housing Coalition to support regional homeless training and an amendment to the MAG 24-25 Biennial Unified Planning Work Program and Budget. This item is on the agenda also for proposed action. Our MAG Director of Human Services, Kelly Williams, will present. Kelly.
Thank you, Vice Chair and members. This afternoon, I am here to speak to you briefly about a $10,000 grant we were recently awarded by the Arizona Housing Coalition, specifically dedicated to adding trainings to our learning management system, which is available to homeless providers across the region who are trying to provide training to staff to get everybody on the same page. The learning management system was added to our portfolio of services that we provide through the continuum of care in 2023. And this funding will go to add training specifically related to race equity trainings in 2024. It will be combined with other funding that we anticipate coming in from 2 other funders in the next few months. And altogether, it will go out for an RFP to contractors to be able to provide these trainings. I am available for any questions you have.
Thank you, Kelly. Do any members have any questions? Staff, have we received any online written comments for this agenda item?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have not received any online comments for this agenda item.
Okay, is there a motion to approve agenda item number 6?
Chair,
This is
so
Eric
moved.
Osborne will
Bridget
make a
Peterson.
motion.
Wow, we had some competition there, but I saw Mayor Peterson's face show up first. So motion by Mayor Peterson, second, please.
Mayor Osborne will second.
Mayor Osborne, second. Again, you all know the drill. Turn on your videos at this point. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All right. Do we need to further this vote by any reason, staff?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Everybody had their cameras and mics turned on, and we do not need to do a roll call, and the motion passes.
All right, thank you. Item number 7, a request for future agenda items. Are there any requests by a committee member for an item on a future agenda? Hearing none, the next item is comments from the committee. Do we have any comments from our membership? Hearing none, I'll pretend my stapler is a gavel. There we go. We'll adjourn this section of the meeting and move on to MAG Regional Council Executive Committee. With that, I'd like to say again, hello to our members of our Regional Council Executive Committee. This meeting is now called to order. Again, when speaking, please state your name when making a comment or asking a question. Staff, let's begin with a roll call of all the members.
Thank you, Chair. I will go through the list of members. Please indicate if you're present when I call your name. Mayor Gallego. Mayor Giles.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Harkey.
Here.
Thank you. Mayor Hermosillo. Mayor Osborne.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Peterson.
Present.
Thank you. Mayor Weiss.
Here.
Thank you. Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you so much. Our next item is call to the audience. MAG provides the opportunity for the public to comment on items that fall under MAG's jurisdiction that are not on the agenda, informational items, or items on the agenda for discussion and not for action. Members of the public are invited to submit written comments via the MAG website. Any comments received 2 hours prior to the meeting have been shared with the committee members in advance of the meeting for consideration and will be included in the formal meeting minutes. Staff, have we received any online written comments for a call to the audience?
Thank you, Chair. We have received one written comment for the call to the audience, and it has been provided to the members in advance of the meeting for consideration.
Okay, thank you so much. And we've had the opportunity to look at this. Item number 3, informational items. There are no informational items on the agenda. Moving to item number 4, approval of consent agenda. Items 4A through 4J are on the consent agenda. Does any member of the committee have questions or request a presentation on any of these items? Hearing none. Prior to the approval of the consent agenda, there is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item for the consent agenda. Staff, have we received any online written comments for the consent agenda?
Thank you, Chair. We have received one written comment for the consent agenda, and it has been provided to the members for consideration.
Thank you, staff. Is there a motion to approve consent items 4A through 4J?
Mr. Chairman, this is Ken Weiss. I make that motion.
Thank you, Mayor Ken Weiss. Is there a second, please?
Mayor Giles, I'll second it.
All right, Mayor Giles on the second. Again, everyone turn on your video and your voice. Can I have a voice vote? All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. Staff, are we good?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We are good, and the motion passes.
Very good, thank you. Moving through our waft of consent agendas to item number 5. Legislative update. This item is on the agenda for information and discussion. Chief of Staff, Audra Kester-Thomas, will present the update. Audra.
Mr. Chair, before Audra starts, I do want to tell you something else that relates to something that has been at the legislature for months, which has to do with our air quality and our environmental services section. So our environmental services director, Tim Franquist, has accepted a job with the Arizona Chamber of Commerce and Industry. His last day was last Friday. And so we are now recruiting for a new MAG environmental director. That's going to take us a bit. And in the interim, I have appointed Matt Poppin, who is an air quality staffer for us. And Matt, if you just come sit here at the table for a second and people can see you. Matt has worked for MAG for several years. Would you say 12? 14 years in the air quality group, has experience in Maricopa County before that. And so pleased to have Matt serve as our interim director while we do a recruitment that is open now. Matt is eligible to apply for that, but it's also open externally as well. Audra, anything else you'd add on that? Audra is the supervisor of the environmental division, so she'll be leading the effort on that recruitment. But I wanted to give you a chance to see Matt here and put a name and a face together. Audra?
Welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Vice Chair, members of Executive Committee, pleased to welcome you to the second regular session of the 56th Legislature. I'm going to provide just a brief update associated with what we're tracking so far this year. On January 12th, as you know, the governor released her executive budget. While we all know the legislature has the responsibility for, of course, building the budget itself, the executive budget is seen as largely a policy setting document. Notable in her budget are solutions for addressing the 2-year deficit, which ranges anywhere from $1.4 billion in the executive budget to recent JLBC estimates of over $1.7 billion. Several one-time funding appropriations have been included as part of those proposed cuts, including several transportation projects such as the SR 30 utility relocation, Riggs Road overpass at 347, I-10 Jackrabbit Trail TI, as well as the widening of I-10 West out to SR 85, extension of SR 24 in Pinellas County, and then the Loop 303 TI design at I-17 and improvements to Lake Pleasant Parkway, just to name a few. I know that you are all tracking them as closely as we are. We're also tracking several dozen bills anywhere along the lines of housing, environmental work, as well as, of course, transportation activities. We'll continue to brief you on updates as we have them. MAG was also invited to present about the plan development process at the Arizona House of Representatives Appropriations Subcommittee on Fiscal Accountability this Thursday or upcoming Thursday morning, for which we will be accepting that invitation. Topic of focus at that meeting is the Highway User Revenue Fund, or HURF, and associated highway funding. And then finally, just want to provide a brief update on the Climate Pollution Reduction Grant planning process. As you know, MAG was awarded the planning grant to facilitate the development of a primary climate action plan. We have just a few months to pull that together, and completion thereof allows our member agencies to chase over $4 billion worth of discretionary grant funding to implement climate pollution reduction solutions at the local level. That deadline is March 1st. I'm pleased to report that at this point we remain on track to be able to deliver that plan and the associated and considerably detailed technical analysis that accompanies that plan by March 1st. So with that, Mr. Vice Chair, that completes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Audra. Do we have any questions or comments from members? Audra, I have one. Is there, and again, I know it's way early, but again, it's not in terms of the Prop 479, I realize this is late. We've got to get through this session first, but any update or any work going on in behalf of this that you can share with us?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman, members of Regional Council Executive Committee. We are keenly focused on the last stage and hurdle associated with the extension of the dedicated half-cent sales tax placed to voters by the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors for this November's general election. And so we're cleanly focused on needing to get over that finish line. However, I can report that some of the planning activities and associated development processes that have to occur in advance of and to prepare for a potential success are underway here at MAG, as well as our partners. And at February's Transportation Policy Committee meeting, Chief of Transportation John Bullen will be providing an update on those associated activities and the timeline associated with program development.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Item number 6, requests for future agenda items. Are there any requests by committee member for an item for a future agenda? Hearing none, the next agenda item is comments from the committee. Are there any comments or announcements from our membership? I'll make one. I want to invite you to Mesa for Mayor Giles' State of the City address on February 13th in the morning. And then on the 15th, join us in Chandler. And I would love actually to get the dates of some of our West Valley friends or others from Maricopa County. I'm going to make a concerted effort to attend as many as possible this year. So if you could share those perhaps at our next regional meeting coming up, or if there's any more urgent, would love to hear that.
We will do
Any other
that.
comments?
Chair, I'll share that the evening of February 13th, Queen Creek is doing their State of the Town. I know it's the same day as Mesa's.
Great. So we can start the day in Mesa and end the day in Queen Creek. Nothing
Yeah.
but fun between the two of celebration. All right. Hearing no other comments, the next meeting of our Regional Council Executive Committee will be on Tuesday, February 20th at noon. With no further business, I shall use a scissors this time. Meeting adjourned.
Don't run with scissors.
I'm not running.
That's awesome.
Thank
Thank you all.
you.